I have been wanting to try one of these bigger watt-hour Anker power banks for a while to see if they merit the typically high satisfaction ratings, but have always found them too expensive for too few watt-hours. My guideline for buying power banks and power stations is to get as close as possible under 50 pence per watt-hour. With a £60 discount voucher, the Solix C200 came in at 57 pence per watt hour, so over budget, but not too much to miss out on satisfying my curiosity about these Anker power banks. Out of the box, the C200 feels well made and has a simple and inoffensive design with a useful carry handle. It is much bigger than I expected, and I'm not totally sure why it needs to be quite so big, especially for a product that is marketed as being ultra portable and for use in the great outdoors. It weighs in at nearly 2 kilograms compared to my 185 watt hour PowerAd Pro, which weighs in at 1.2 kilos. Similarly, the C200 measures 10 by 11 by 18.5 centimeters, whereas the PowerAd Pro measures 7 by 7 by 13.5 centimeters, which in volume terms means the Anker takes up about 3 times the volume. What is a bit odd about this is Anker's claim that it is 39% smaller than similar designs. This presumably refers to similar watt-hour capacity power stations. However, as the C200 does not have an AC out capability and is more of a power bank with benefits, it's an odd claim to make. Obviously, some of the additional weight and volume will be due to the inclusion of the solar controller and a 12-volt car converter over and above the basic USB-A and USB-C power bank charging functions. Whilst the top quality screen can present a relatively generous amount of information, some of it is presented in what feels like an almost microscopic format to my aged eyes. The only other elephant in the room for me is the huge vents on either side, which means the C200 has an interior which is relatively open when it comes to dust. I wouldn't want to take the C200 when hiking or camping, as it is just too heavy and bulky to carry long distances, and I would be very worried about taking it to a sandy beach or other dusty environment. Anyway, let's get on to the more positive aspects of the C200. The batteries are lithium iron phosphate, which should be good for at least 3000 cycles. You also get a 140 watt USB-C to USB-C cable in the box. The included user guide contains little practical information about how to use the C200 and instead redirects you to the online manual, which is actually pretty good. It has enough USB ports to keep me happy, with 2 12-watt USB-As, a 15-watt and a 100-watt USB-C port, and a 140-watt USB-C input and output port. Also on the front is the XT60 socket for 100-watt solar and 12-volt car charging. The maximum output from a combination of the USB ports is 200 watts, and obviously this could only be sustained for less than an hour given the 192 watt hour capacity. As I only have 400 watt solar panels, I could not test the solar capabilities of the C200, and the car charging cable is sold separately, just like the longer carrying strap, so that test will be for another day, perhaps. Also on the front you have an on-off button and an IoT button for wireless and Bluetooth connection to the app, and the quality LCD screen of course. There is also a reset orifice on the front, which may be a good or a bad thing. Parameters like automatic power down can be changed from the default 2 hours in the C200 app, which also apparently displays basic power in and out values, as well as time remaining and temperature. I decided that I have enough apps for the moment, and the screen information is sufficiently comprehensive for my needs. I fully charged the unit from zero using an Anker IQ3 charger, and it took around 12.5 hours, requiring 252 watt hours, so an energy cost of around 60 watt hours, which is equivalent to a 31% of capacity cost. I assume here that the longer it takes to charge, the more energy is used for the power management and transfer processes. My EcoFlow Delta 2 100 watt USB-C port took around 140 minutes to charge the C200 from 1 to 100%, cost 230 watt hours. This is a cost to charge of around 22% of the C200 capacity. I tested the output capacity from 100 to 1% using the Solix to charge one of my PowerAd Pros. The C200 delivered 188 watt hours over 3 hours 19 minutes, which equates to an efficiency of around 98%, which is impressive, I reckon. So far so good then. Considered as a powerful USB power bank with benefits, the C200 is impressive. It is robust, nicely designed, and has that very useful 200 watts of maximum output and the 140 watt USB-C for laptop emergencies. Time will tell. It's all good.